So we got, and I've been to his house actually, the Archduke's house. I was over in Austria 2 summers ago. It's pretty cool. And I got to go, and this was the old castles. Does anybody remember Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and the castles and all that stuff? You know what I'm talking about? That's where they get this stuff from. Or, what was it? Santa Claus is coming to town, and the Burgermeister, Meisterburger. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Burgermeister.
Huh?
It's the Burgermeister.
Burgermeister. Yeah, that's all kind of out of this era. These are these old principalities: Bavaria, Saxony, all these old Austria-Hungary, all these things. So Austria-Hungary was this big. It was 2 countries. It was Austria and Hungary plus a bunch of other stuff, and it was this big king and queen that ran this thing. And the king's son went to Serbia, which was like the rebel country. And they told him not to go there. And as he's going there, it's like a bad Mario game. People are throwing bombs and stuff at him, and he's like, oh, we'll be fine. I mean, these people are wanting to kill him. They don't like him. They want to overthrow the monarchy, and they want to bring in communism. This thing's starting. Because Russia's getting ready to go into rebellion here pretty quick, and Serbia, they don't like these people, okay? So it would be like Hillary Clinton going to Alabama. Doesn't go well, and that's exactly what was happening, okay? So, interestingly enough, this Archduke turns the wrong way and ends up at a dead end, and this Princip, this guy named Princip, this Serbian guy from the Black Hand, was going to kill him and couldn't find him, and he stops in at a store, and when he walks outside, guess who he sees? The Archduke and his wife. He went boom, boom, and killed him. And if you go to the World War I Museum in Kansas City, you can actually see the clothes they were wearing. Yeah. By the way, if you got a choice, World War I, World War II Museum, I hate to say it, go to World War I in Kansas City, the World War II in New Orleans. Yeah, World War I is fabulous. Well done. So, because of that, and we'll talk about this, World War I begins. You get this Battle of the Marne, and we'll talk about that. Germans start using poison gas. They use chemical warfare. This is ugly. The Lusitania sinks, which is a passenger ship, and it had some Americans on it, and that kind of pissed us off. All right? We get this Battle of Verdun, which was one of the nastiest battles in the world. They were just killing people. That's all it was. Just bleeding the French out. And the French bleeding the Germans out. And everybody there was dying. It was nasty. So Russia was involved in the war, and they were fighting Germany too. So you got the English, you got the French, and you got the Russians. And the Russians have a revolution because they've got a czar, they've got king and queen over there too. Czar means Caesar, by the way. So the Russians kind of took the Roman word Caesar and used it, and that's C-Z-A-R, that's the czar. If anybody wants to do a really cool paper, look at, anybody know who Rasputin is?
Yeah, he like a weird sorcerer.
Yeah. What do you know about him?
He was like a homeless man who everyone thought was a sorcerer and became a friend with the Tsar and it destroyed his image.
Yeah, and then they shot him like 13 times and he still lived. Before they shot him again and then he finally died. If anybody wants a fascinating biography to look at Rasputin and the Tsar and the Tsarina. It's amazing. In fact, Netflix had a show on it a while back. Again, a lot of flesh. I don't know why. Just leave the history alone. But if you want to watch it, it's kind of cool. So, we'll talk about why the United States gets involved with this. Russia takes off. The Allies advance. The Germans sign an armistice. And this really pisses off a guy who just got mustard gassed about right here. And it really pisses this guy off. And this guy that gets pissed off is blinded at the time. And he's got a little mustache about like this. Anybody know who that guy is? Yeah, you know why he had that little mustache? Gas mask. You can't have a full mustache or beard. The only facial hair you could have would be those little Hitler mustaches because of the gas masks. So that's why that thing was popular back then. And that's why Hitler kind of kept it as a sign of his glorious past as a World War I corporal. So Germany signs this armistice, and then World War II basically starts to simmer almost the same day. So this thing ends in 18, and basically 39, we've got World War II in Europe starting. You can argue that World War II started in 1937 in China when the Japanese invaded, but we'll leave that for another day. So as we go through a lot of this stuff, I just want you to be aware I'm conscious of war porn. You know, it's easy to watch a good war movie, and that's why we like to watch them, because it's like, oh, this is exciting and everything else. And I'm not trying to glorify that stuff. And I'm not trying to give anybody gratification and hero or anything else, because war is horrible. What did John Lennon say? What if we threw a war and nobody came? Does anybody know about the Great Christmas Truce?
Oh, that's when like the French and the Germans were like, we're not going to shoot each other, and had like a Christmas party.
Yeah, they just went into no man's land like he was talking about it the first Christmas. And they all got together and they traded tobacco and cigarettes and they buried their dead and they sat together and sang Christmas songs.
Didn't they make like a short clip of that or something?
Oh, there's tons. There's plays. There's it's very well documented for what it was. The thing is here's the sad thing about it, is they were playing soccer. You know, they call it football over there. They got it wrong, but we call it soccer over here. So they're playing soccer out in no man's land, and like the 26th, I don't know if it was the Germans or the Americans or the French or whatever, somebody threw a soccer ball out in no man's land, and some guys started to go over the wall, and they shot them because they had played soccer the night before together. Well, the war started again the next day, so somebody thought it'd be funny to throw the soccer ball over there. Somebody went to get it, and they shot him. Pretty dastardly, isn't it? So again, we're learning this stuff for educational purposes. We're not learning it for any other reason. We already talked about some stuff. One of the things we wanted to do was make the world safe for democracy. One of the things that we screwed up with is we forced democracy on Germany, and it kind of bit us really hard.